93 Boxing, back with another video. I did record some video before, but almost forgot to a point. I was so busy that I forgot to upload it. But now there's no point uploading those because it's too old. It's like a couple weeks old. But yeah, Pacquiao versus Matthysse is today. Well, in the UK, it's technically tomorrow, because in UK it's gonna be at about 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. somewhere at Sunday. So UK time is different, obviously. Actually, no, wait. I don't know where the fight is happening. It's happening in Malaysia, but yeah. The thing with everything here is this. Wait a minute, actually. Oh nah. I was just checking when the fight's gonna be, but it seems like the fight hasn't happened yet. Malaysia is quite a lot of hours ahead of the UK, from what I know. And yeah, man, I feel like it's a fight that I've been struggling to call and predict. I feel Manny Pacquiao might just have enough in the tank to beat Matthysse. And Matthysse, I don't know, man, ever since the Danny Garcia fight, he still has good performances after the Danny Garcia fight, but it wasn't the same. That Matthysse that knocked out Lamont Peterson, that Matthysse that fought some of the guys before he fought Danny Garcia, it's not the same, man. I feel like there is something that's missing in him since the Danny Garcia fight. Maybe like a lack of confidence is present now. But if Matthysse, because the thing is, Matthysse is an underrated boxer. He has an underrated jab. And his power, I think, even though people rate his power, I think he's still underrated. You know, what's this called? Timothy Bradley, I believe, once said Matthysse hits harder than Provodnikov. And Provodnikov is more relentless and maybe tougher, but Matthysse got that one punch KO power. And Matthysse can box. He can definitely box. He can be a little bit slick. He does have good counter-punching ability. And he seems to have good long reach with his arms, especially compared to Pacquiao. I think this is a dangerous fight for Pacquiao. I don't know if Matthysse is gonna win this or not. Not yet, at least. I mean, we would never know until the fight happens. But this is a dangerous fight for both. But actually, particularly for Pacquiao, because Matthysse can punch, man. I do think Matthysse hits harder than some of the guys at welterweight. I don't think there's anyone at welterweight that hits harder than Matthysse, to be honest with you. Because, like, I always thought Errol Spence does not hit as hard as Matthysse. I always thought Keith Thurman does not hit as hard as Matthysse. Before Keith Thurman fought Danny Garcia, before Errol Spence fought Lamont Peterson, you know. Matthysse knocking out Lamont Peterson was more brutal than Errol Spence is. And obviously, just because a person knocks someone out doesn't mean that, just because one person knocks someone out more brutally than the other one, doesn't always mean that their punching power is more, like, greater. But when the punches were landing, it was like Matthyisse's punches had more power on it, basically. Maybe not more force, but a little bit more snap, a good timing. Yeah, man, Matthysse is a strong fighter. Strong puncher, that is. I think Matthysse is harder than Keith Thurman. And Danny Garcia said this. I said this before the Keith Thurman Garcia fight in my previous channel. Go check it out. Matthysse hits harder than Keith Thurman. Matthysse does hit harder than Keith Thurman, in my opinion. And Danny Garcia said that himself, that Matthysse turns all the way into his punches. Like, he was describing the punches. Obviously, he knows better than I do in terms of how they feel, because he's been with Matthysse and Peterson. I'm sorry, and Thurman. But yeah, Matthysse is a hard puncher. I think Matthysse has got that one punch KO power that can end Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, if he's not careful, right, if he has to be aware, and Matthysse can be a bit slow at times. Manny Pacquiao does not have the best chin, in my opinion. I really think his chin is, at welterweight, one of the worst. I know it's going to offend a lot of people, but that's just my honest opinion. I don't think he has one of the best chins. I think he's been knocked out multiple times. It's not just the Marquez fight. His knockouts were brutal than Amir Khan knockouts, man. Even at a lower weight divisions. And Pacquiao, you know, A prime Pacquiao, yeah, I would say he beats Matthysse. I would have no doubt on my mind, but Manny Pacquiao does not have that same footwork that he did back in the day. I'm not. This is not to say that Pacquiao would easily win, but you need footwork, you need foot speed, you need angles to beat Matthysse. Matthysse, I would say that's one of his weaknesses. You need footwork, you need angles, and be able to punch in combinations. Manny Pacquiao does punch in combinations. I do think he's a smarter boxer, but that footwork, even though he's got good footwork, I don't think he has that same level of footwork and foot speed that he did back in the day. Manny Pacquiao does reach with his punches at times, and he can be caught. He's a bit more cautious than before. And Manny Pacquiao is normally set to outbox Matthysse because Pacquiao's turned to a better boxer. As I said, his skills I feel like has improved. Even though he's not the same as before, his skill is slightly improved. He's a better boxer than before. But Matthyisse's boxing abilities are underrated. I'm not saying he's going to outbox Pacquiao, but he can set up a good shot for Manny Pacquiao, and then it can knock him out. He can definitely knock him out. If Pacquiao does not see the punch coming, he can knock him out. This is going to be a good fight, man. I think my brain is telling me Manny Pacquiao is going to win. And, not very convincingly is it saying that Manny Pacquiao is going to win. Because I don't know how to explain this, man. Actually, no, what I'm saying is my gut is telling me Manny Pacquiao is going to win. And my brain's kind of telling me as well, because Pacquiao is the better boxer. He has he's more experienced. Yeah, man. And, not Jeff Horn. Lucas Matthysse, he's not as... There's something missing in him, He looks like he might lack just a little bit of heart. But obviously, when you look at the Provodnikov fight, it might not be, then you think to yourself, nah, this guy has heart. But he might get frustrated and demotivated when if Pacquiao is moving around really well. If Pacquiao is able to move around really well and frustrate him, this fight, Lucas Matthysse probably will not win. But Pacquiao, his footwork, he sometimes stays in there quite a bit longer than what he normally does. And the thing that worries me about Pacquiao is Jeff Horn was able to hit him quite often. Jeff Horn, he's not a bad fighter, but I think Pacquiao's more hittable than he was before. And I'm still going to go with Pacquiao. I think slightly 55-45 towards Pacquiao. It's going to be a close fight, man. You can probably hear me pausing every time I say something because I'm so close to giving it to Matthysse. I'm kind of tempted to give it to Lucas Matthysse in terms of the prediction who I think is going to win. I think Matthysse can definitely win this fight, man. A lot of people are writing off Matthysse in this fight. Amir Khan said Matthysse is flat-footed, and that's true. But surely Matthysse is going to work on his footwork a little bit. And Robert Garcia said this, right? This is kind of like the thing that makes me think, Matthysse might not win, because Robert Garcia is like, when the person says to himself that I'm going to retire soon, that means their mind is already made up. They want to retire. Like, it's not the same. Their mindset is not going to be the same as someone who's like, yeah, I'm not even looking at retirement. Those people that are not looking at retirement, their mindset is going to be different and better than someone who's already set on retirement. And I've not heard about Lucas Matthysse talking about retirement like that, but maybe I've just missed out. Just because, and Pacquiao, but then again, Pacquiao's quite close to his end. I think I'm going to lean towards Pacquiao like 52-48. I don't think the fight's going to be that close, because one way it's going to go either way. But I think going into the fight, I'm kind of almost on the fence. I just want to give it to Pacquiao just because of speed, experience, and Pacquiao didn't look too good in his last fight. He might want to prove himself. But then again, Matthysse must be This is a big name, Matthysse that is facing. It's a big name. He has a one punch that he can put him away with. Pacquiao has been put away with one punch before. I think Matthysse is capable of doing exactly the same, and Matthysse might have more of a chance than ever with Manny Pacquiao. He pretty much does. I'm right now leaning slightly towards Pacquiao, but I'm very, very, very tempted to give it to Matthysse. Pacquiao's the one that should win, technically, because he can move around, he will land cleaner punches. He's very awkward. One question is, has Lucas Matthysse faced anyone like a Manny Pacquiao? Anyone that's like really fast? I don't think he has. I mean, he's faced good competition though. Lamont Peterson, but Lamont Peterson couldn't really get going, and Matthysse can still, I reckon he can still do well against fighters that have some decent speed. Mike Dallas had some speed, I thought. He faced Danny Garcia, who's not really known for his speed, but he does have some hand speed, but I don't know about foot speed. And Pacquiao still today has some decent foot speed. Matthysse faced John Molina. I don't know if he's known for foot speed. Matthysse faced some good competition. Zab Judas actually, he has some quick foot speed, but he doesn't move around as much. I don't know if Pacquiao right now has better foot movement than Zab Judah back in the day, but I would say Pacquiao is more likely to win than Zab Judah did at the time. Just because Judah's he's been, I hate to say this, but he's been washed up for a long time. I think Pacquiao's gonna win, but I'm very tempted to give it to Matthysse, man. I'm really tempted to give it to Matthysse. Matthysse might just pull it off. If Matthysse can pull it off, I think Matthysse will start to question himself, because Pacquiao will make him frustrated to a point where he can't hit Pacquiao anymore. He can't find the target. He might be a bit too slow, but then again, he has good timing. I just feel that Matthysse will question himself, man. Like, some people are saying, it's just the aura, the people are giving off, the boxing trainers and all this, that Matthysse might question himself. Matthyse's heart might not be in it as it was before the Garcia fight. But yeah, let me know what you think. If Matthysse does win, it could be any round, to be honest. I'm not going to say a particular round, but more likely, I would say before round 8. Before round 8, at least before round 10, if Matthysse wins. I think in the late rounds, Pacquiao will probably build up enough of a lead to just cruise and not take much of a risk. Yeah, man, let me know what you think. And another thing is, Pacquiao can also hurt Matthysse, and Matthysse is not as strong as Jeff Horn, so there could be a stoppage on either way. There could be a stoppage. It's more likely to be a stoppage than it was in the Jeff Horn fight. Jeff Horn, I think, is a bit tougher. Maybe tougher than Matthysse. Maybe, I mean, I just say that because Jeff Horn's a lot bigger, and he's more into the weight than Matthysse. But Matthysse is very tough as well. I might be wrong with what I said, that Matthysse might get stopped. Matthysse might be more sound than Jeff Horn, I think. See, that's the thing. Pacquiao's performance against Jeff Horn wasn't really that good. And I think Matthysse, in many ways, could be more sound. Even though Jeff Horn is a bit more awkward, I think Matthysse is more sound than Jeff Horn. But then again, I think the awkwardness plays a vital role against Pacquiao than just having sound fundamentals. Many fighters with sound fundamentals couldn't beat Manny Pacquiao, because he's unorthodox himself, and you give an unorthodox fighter loads of unorthodox style and angles and everything, and he might have difficulty. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, 93 Boxing. I'm out. 93 Boxing, back with another video. I did record some video before, but almost forgot to put. I was so busy that I forgot to upload it. But now there's no point uploading those because it's too old. It's like a couple weeks old. But yeah, Pacquiao versus Matthysse is today. Well, in the UK, it's technically tomorrow, because in UK it's going to be at about 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. somewhere at Sunday. So UK time is different, obviously. Actually, no, wait. I don't know where the fight is happening. It's happening in Malaysia, but yeah, the thing.